All right, you guys had to know this is coming. Of course, we're Martell's Movie Madness. I'm Ryan Martell. The Planet of the Apes franchise ranking. We just watched all the Planet of the Apes movies for the podcast. You could go check out our all the episodes we did on that. I'm going to put the link in the description for this. And man, I gotta say, not a lot of misses in this franchise. In fact, very little, even the misses are hits, in my opinion. This is one of the best franchises in all of cinema, and just hands down, all of the original franchise is so far ahead of its time. Even the newer ones are just incredibly advanced in not only the technology that they use in the movies themselves, but the themes and how relevant things that they discuss and the underlying messages are still today, even all the way from 1968, which is just incredible to me. So here we go. This was kind of tough, so let's see how they rank up.
No! Stop at once! All of you! I saw what you were doing. Now sedate the animal and get him out of here.
Who the hell's that? Take it easy. That's McDonald, the governor's #1 assistant.
What's the matter with him? He love apes or something?
Don't it figure?
Lousy human bastards!
Alright, so there are 9 movies in the Planet of the Apes franchise, plus a TV show. We didn't watch the TV show, so I'm not including it here in this ranking. Besides, how would I do that? Would I do it episode by episode, or what, as a whole thing? I don't know. So we're not doing that. We're just doing the movies straight up. Coming in at number 9 is going to be Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Just by far the slowest in the franchise, for sure. And it took a lot of risk, and some of them paid off, some of them didn't. And the biggest thing is we've kind of got a dip in the acting talent here. Not a lot of returning cast from the first one. But that being said, it's still a very interesting and well-made and just entertaining movie. It just is the slower of especially of the original franchise. So yeah, that's why it's here at number 9.
Behold the truth that abides in us. Reveal that truth unto that maker.
All right, and here we go at number 8 is Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, the 2000 remake. This is from what I believe people call Tim Burton's lazy period. Not that this movie is not ambitious in its own right. The effects are great. The performances are great. But the actual execution of the film in general just leaves a lot to be desired. It works as an action movie, but it doesn't work as well as the social commentary that the original franchise has, and it doesn't have that depth. It is darker on the surface than the rest of the movies, but in theme and tone, it is a little more superficial and not quite as deep. So, but that being said, I do enjoy all these performances. Tim Roth, Paul Giamatti, everybody in this movie is fantastic. And this is the first time we actually see, well, no, it's not the first time we actually see an ape, but like a real ape, not a person in ape costume. But it's not, but that's what Cagney kept saying on the podcast. So I almost said it here, but it's not true. So there we go.
Humans. Ha! You don't know your right from your left. An inferior species of primates. Or you don't even know it tastes good.
Get Planet of the Apes.
All right, here we go. Number 7 is going to be Battle for the Planet of the Apes, which is the last movie in the original continuity, which includes the original movie Beneath, Escape, Conquest, and Battle. And it kind of brings us full circle in that whole timeline and wraps us up a nice little bow on top. Like I said, none of these movies are bad. I don't not like any of these movies. I love all of these movies. But, you know, you gotta put, at some point you have to put them over each other, and that's why this one's sitting here at number 7. I just feel like it doesn't measure up in comparison to the rest of the movies.
See? Aldo was right. War has come. Let's go.
Number 6 is going to be Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the first in the what is known as Caesar trilogy, and just because it is built to be that building block movie, that first movie that kind of leads you into the second, and then the second will lead into the third that wraps us up. These movies are fantastic. This one, for its time, the CGI, of course, is just amazing. Even by today's standards, it hasn't gotten much better since then. They're doing bigger things, but this CGI is incredible here. I was complaining about it early on when we started watching this franchise because I really love the ape human costumes, but that being said, this movie is very emotional and it gets you going, so that's where we put it here on number 6.
Take your stinking paw off me, you damn dirty ape!
No!
All right, number 5. We're approaching, or I guess this would be midway for out of 9 movies. This is War for the Planet of the Apes, the most recent release of the Apes franchise and the end of the Caesar trilogy. I find a lot of times with trilogies, the third movie just isn't as intense and well-paced as the middle movie, which I think is by design because the third movie is supposed to wrap us all up and give us a nice, satisfying ending, and this does, and it's great for that. That being said, it just kind of has a lot of time it could have been trimmed down a little bit. This was a little long for my liking. But, you know, we got Woody Harrelson being awesome, just a fucking psycho. And the apes are as great as always. The voice performances are incredible. And, yeah, this movie is fantastic.
You came here to kill me. Were you gonna show me mercy?
I showed you mercy when I spared your men. I offered you peace, and you killed my family.
All right, we're getting into the nitty-gritty. This is going to be number 4, and this is going to be kind of controversial to some, I think, because I'm talking this is the original Planet of the Apes. Charlton Heston Roddy McDowell, just incredible all around. Nothing like it in its time frame. Super ahead of its time. Special effects are crazy. Just a great movie. And without this one, the rest could not exist. But, there are just 3 more movies that are just so much. This movie walked so the rest of the franchise could run. And we love it for that.
Doctor, I'd like to kiss you goodbye.
All right, but you're so damned ugly.
All right, number 3, we are getting there, and number 3 is going to be Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. By far my favorite from the Caesar trilogy. Just an incredible building of tension. You've got the brotherly struggle between Koba and Caesar, which is a lot like the Lion King with Scar and Simba and his father, and it's so powerful. This movie really brings you in and invests you. I've seen it, I think, 3 times now, and it's been like the first time every single time. Even though I remembered things, it captured my attention.
Human. What? Human. What? Human. What? Human work.
Okay, number 2 is going to be Escape from the Planet of the Apes. And this one is the return of Cornelius and Vera from the first movie. Roddy McDowell comes back. Incredible. He's probably one of the greatest actors to ever live. And these movies, his acting and the emotion he shows even through the prosthetics is incredible. This movie and Conquest for the Planet of the Apes are shining examples of that, and you definitely need to watch both of those if you haven't already. But this one is just super crazy because it takes the idea of the original and sort of flips it and puts the apes on Earth in the past. Just, you gotta see it. It's awesome.
All right, we'll take the female first. Arthur, would you set up a choose? Well, she seems to be pretty smart. All right, let's...
And then that leaves us with just one left. Number 1, the best, in my opinion, Planet of the Apes movie, Conquest for the Planet of the Apes. This movie is, just... I can't even begin to put to words how powerful this movie is. And watching it with everything that's going on in the world today, having it feel just as relevant now as it was, I know, back in the day when this movie first came out, it just speaks to the genius of this movie. It speaks to the genius of this entire franchise. This movie, Conquest for the Planet of the Apes, encapsulates the entire franchise, and this is what Planet of the Apes franchise is at its core, is this movie. It perfects the formula, and you get so much emotional acting here. You've got Ricardo Montalban and Roddy McDowall acting together, and they have this very emotional, intense moment in like a overpass, underneath an overpass or something, and there's this emotion on Roddy McDowall's face through the prosthetics. That is incredible, because these are very primitive prosthetics from the 70s, and he is acting his ass off to show the emotion through the prosthetics. It almost makes you want to cry. And these movies just don't get enough credit, man. They're so good. They're so much better than anyone gives them credit for. They're better than Star Wars. I can't say they're better than Star Trek because I haven't really watched any of the Star Trek movies yet. I've just watched the first series, the original series. But Planet of the Apes is hands down top of the heap, in my opinion, for sci-fi franchises. And yeah, this is why Conquest for the Planet of the Apes might be one of my favorite movies of all time now. Not just in the franchise, not just in sci-fi or genre in general, but in all movies. It is so crazy. You have to check it out if you haven't already. If you're watching this as a fan of Planet of the Apes, I hope you agree. If not, it's okay. Let me know what you think down in the comments. As always, if you want early access to videos like this, early ad-free access to the podcast, check us out over there on patreon.com/MartellsMovieMadness and join for just $1 a month and get early access, all the bonus content we've already done, future bonus content we'll do, and just, man. Thank you guys again for watching. Let's watch some fucking movies.
Caesar! Your servant. Your creature. Your animal. But I saw you die. The king is dead. Long live the king!